Hey everyone, Becky Launder here with myconsultanttraining.com. I am so excited to officially welcome you to our Fall Modern Direct Seller Challenge. Now, this is a 5-day challenge to equip you to do big things in Q4 as you're building your direct sales business. Now, if you've been in direct sales before, or maybe you're new, I gotta tell you, the fall season is the best time to be building your business. So you are in the right place at the right time. We are gonna dive in and give you daily training. So expect a short little video like this in your inbox every day this week. Make sure that you have received our workbook. It is available at myconsultanttraining.com/fall challenge. You can download the workbook there. Also, that is a fantastic place to send people on your team or within your direct sales business or friends of yours to participate in the challenge. Now, everything is better with friends. So definitely think of a few buddies that might enjoy this challenge and get a lot out of it alongside you so you can keep each other accountable and compare notes throughout the week. All right, you guys, are you ready to get started? Let me just do a quick intro first. So if you don't know me, I am Becky Launder. I run the show over at myconsultanttraining.com. I also am the author of 52 Tips to Build a Thriving Direct Sales Business and the founder of the Direct Sales Insight Survey, as well as the Modern Direct Seller Academy. So shout out to all of my Academy members that are joining us here for the challenge. This is the kind of stuff that we cover all the time in the Academy. And a little bit of a spoiler alert, the Academy is reopening on Wednesday, so I'll get you a little bit more information about that later on this week. But I can't wait to dive in to day one. So day one is all about business habits and taking intentional action in your business. Now, before we dive in to the actual habits that we're going to be putting in place in our business, I just have to recognize 2020 has been a year. I feel it. I'm sure you're feeling it. Your customers are feeling it. Your hostesses are feeling it. It is unlike anything we have ever experienced before. So if you're walking into this challenge with a little bit of overwhelm, you are not alone. I think we're all feeling that here this year. One thing that I think is really important to take with you throughout the week is to really zone in on a couple things that are going to move the needle in your business. You don't have to do it all, okay? Just pick a couple things that are going to make a big difference for you. This has been a big year for all of us. We have had tough decisions to make about sending kids back to school or doing distance learning from home. We've, worried about the health and the wellness of our friends and our family. Our world has been turned upside down. We've learned what we could live without and maybe the things that we need to have in our life. Like I had to go get my hair done today. It was a necessity. I can't skip that. So as you're thinking about 2020, we're gonna do a little bit of reflection here in the beginning, but I just want to let you know that you're not alone and that this has been a wild ride this year. And this fall season that we're getting into is unlike any that we've experienced before. Those big vendor events and pop-up events and fairs that we're used to doing in the fall season may or may not be happening. So I could have repurposed last year's fall challenge videos for you, but I felt like it was really important to be here with you right here and now as we're experiencing 2020 because things look different this year. And I think it's important for us to recognize that and also realize that we might not be growing or going at the same pace as maybe we expected because of all the turmoil we faced this year. And I always try to let people know that there are seasons for all of us. There are seasons our direct sales business is going to thrive. There are seasons where we might have to back off a little bit, right? So just give yourself a little bit of grace as you're entering the fall season. Know that it is going to look different than years past, and there is still so much potential for your business. We are going to talk about so many sales strategies so you can really maximize those sales this fall season in your business. How did that sound? You with me on it? All right, perfect. Grab your workbook. We're gonna flip over to page 3, and we're gonna go through a little activity called Looking Back to Look Forward. Now, I am an action-oriented girl. For those of you guys that know me, like, you know, I am go, 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 get it done. So pausing for reflection isn't always top of mind for me. But I wanted to be very intentional about that as we set the tone for this week. So grab that workbook, stick with me here for even 5 minutes, and think about some of the things that are happening inside your direct sales business. It deserves it. I know there's a lot happening in the world, but give it 5 minutes just to do some quick reflections. So I'd love for you to think about what is currently working in your business. What is working? What is not working so well in your business? Maybe where are you falling a little bit short, or you're thinking that you have some room for improvement? What do you want to be doing more of in your business? And what do you want to be doing less of in your business? I have responses for all of these, by the way. There's a lot of things I'm like, I could do a whole lot less of that and I'll be just fine. Okay, what time do you have blocked off to get the work done? So I think that's a really important one, maybe now more than ever. I think that we have more time at home than we've ever had before, but we've had a lot less focused time. So even here today, I had to kick my whole family out of the house to record a couple videos without distractions, right? Because that focused time that I used to have when my kids were at school or my husband was at work, they're just not non-existent anymore. We have been doing a lot of multitasking. So as you're thinking about the time you have available to work your business, also think about how much of that time is focused time, uninterrupted time that you can work your business. What help do you need to get the work done? So what does that look like for you? Maybe that's having a babysitter come over for a couple hours, right? Maybe that's joining a mastermind group where you can connect with other direct sellers that are experiencing similar challenges in their business. Maybe it's a personal development book. Maybe it's a course that you need. Think about what you need in your life to get that work done, okay? So sit with me. If you need to pause the video, feel free to do that. Work your way through those reflection questions and think about how these answers shape what your business looks like for the fall season. Okay, couple other things that I want to make sure to cover today. Let's talk about business habits. Now, I am a big fan of being organized and having routines and having strong business habits in my business. And I want you to do the same. So a couple things that I love to talk about when I'm talking about business habits is one, an amazing book by James Clear called Atomic Habits. If you haven't read it, you need it in your life. Not just for business, for personal too. It's a great read. It's pretty short, super entertaining. I listened to it on Audible and I loved it. So take a peek at that book. If you want the Cliff Notes version, I'm gonna give them to you right here. So one quote from that book that stuck with me. I've highlighted it, I've starred it, I've circled it. I'm gonna read it to you. Breakthrough moments are often the result of many previous actions which build up potential required to unleash a major change. Oh, you guys, so good, right? So basically what he's saying here is that all of these small business habits that we have in our business all add up to big change. So when we're thinking about breaking down the activities needed to grow our business this fall season, know that they just need to be small actions that all add up to create that major change. So I have a super concrete example of this. I don't look a whole lot at my numbers. I don't look at my number of followers or that kind of thing, but I stumbled upon my email list the other day. And I was looking at the growth curve in my business. So the first 3 years of my business, I added 3,000 subscribers to my email list. And I thought that was pretty good, right? Slow and steady growth, 1,000 new subscribers a year. I had the perfect little curve going on the up and up. Then the next year happened. and I experienced explosive growth. I added 6,000 to my list in 1 year, when previous years, the 3 years combined, was only 3,000. So I doubled my list in 1 year. Crazy, right? But I think that goes to show I was consistent. I was sending an email every week. I was creating high value content to bring people into my business. So all of those small actions over those 3 years that I saw my slow and steady growth, they all added up. And now I'm seeing much bigger numbers in my business, which is super exciting. So the same is true in your direct sales business. You might think, reaching out to a couple customers a day, it's not really that big of a deal, but that adds up over time. We're gonna get into that a little bit more tomorrow when we talk about building your customer base. But I think it's really important to remember that as you're thinking about these new business habits that you want to put in place in your business, they don't have to be giant. You don't need 30 new business habits. Let's just stick with 3. We got a lot going on in 2020. Let's pick 3 things that we can put in place that are gonna move the needle in your business. So some examples of what that might look like are connecting with your team every day, or doing 15 minutes of personal development or professional development every day. Maybe that is reaching out to 3 new customers every day and being really intentional about that. Maybe it's doing something that makes you feel a little uncomfortable and step out of your comfort zone every day. Maybe it's posting in your VIP group for your customers every single day. All of those small actions add up. So go ahead and grab your workbook. Down here on the bottom of page 3, we are gonna jot down the business habits you're working on this fall. So you're gonna say, I will do this business habit, and then this is the important point. Where are you gonna do it? At your desk, in your backyard, while you're waiting in carpool line, at what time, okay? So being very intentional and clear about when you're doing that activity, at what time you're doing that activity, where you're doing that activity. So those business habits become habits, right? Habits form when you do the same thing every day at a certain time. Then it just happens like clockwork and you don't have to think about it, right? So I absolutely love that, and I can't wait to hear what business habits you're putting in place in your business. Okay, you guys, today's video was a tad bit longer. The next few will be shorter, I promise. Go ahead and grab that workbook. Snap a picture of your completed page 3 and post a picture of it in the comment thread so you're eligible for today's prizes. I also included a couple more bonuses if you want to jump ahead. If you need a daily checklist to keep track of your business, I got you covered on page 4. And then when you move over to page 5, 6, and 7, we have a Q4 calendar laid out for you, October, November, December. And as we're talking about different sales strategies this week, you can go ahead and add them to your calendar right here in your workbook. So we make sure those are happening for you. All right, you guys, I will be back with you tomorrow for day 2 content. Thanks for being here with me, and I'll talk to you more tomorrow. Take care.